1840, 15,000 feet over the English Channel, just off the chalk cliffs of Dover. The roar of Messerschmitt Bf-109 engines drowns out everything. The whine of superchargers cutting through the thin air like a predator's growl. Major Adolf Galland, commander of WWII/JG-26, squints through his canopy at the distant specks dancing on the horizon. His gloved hand tightens on the stick, a smirk pulling at the corner of his mouth beneath his oxygen mask. "Look at them," he mutters into his radio, his voice crackling with disdain. "Those pretty little racers, fragile as porcelain dolls. You can almost feel the vibration in your chest, the way the cockpit rattles with raw power as Galland's squadron streaks toward the enemy. The sun glints off the yellow noses of their fighters, a signature of the elite Jagdgeschwader, hunting wings honed in the blitzkrieg over Poland and France. Below, the channel churns gray and unforgiving, dotted with the wakes of convoys that the Luftwaffe has come to pulverize. Galland's men are invincible, or so they believe. They've swept aside the French Armée de l'Air, outgunned the Poles. Now this, the Royal Air Force's vaunted Supermarine Spitfire? A sleek, elliptical-winged beauty designed by Reginald Mitchell, more suited to air races than the brutal ballet of aerial combat? Galland chuckles, the sound echoing in the headsets of his wingmen. They call it a Spitfire. It looks like it would spit and fizzle at the first burst from our cannons. His pilots laugh along, aces like Joachim Müncheberg and Gerhard Schopfel, men who've tallied scores of victories in their Daimler-Benz powered beasts. The Bf-109 is a killer, armed with two 20mm MGFF cannons and two 7.92mm machine guns. It climbs like a rocket, dives like a falcon. Top speed, over 350 miles per hour. The Spitfire reports from captured pilots and intelligence briefs painted as underpowered, its Merlin engine temperamental, its frame too light for the rigors of war. A gentleman's plane, Galland scoffs. For gentlemen who don't know how to fight, the formation tightens as they close in. Radar stations on the English coast, those chain home towers the Brits think are secret, have already picked them up, but the Germans don't care. This is the opening salvo of what Hermann Göring, the bombastic Reichsmarschall, has dubbed the Kanalkampf, the Channel Battle. Hitler's directive is clear: crush the RAF. Pave the way for Operation Sea Lion, the invasion of Britain. Galland's eyes narrow as the specks resolve into shapes. Hurricanes mostly, sturdy but slow, and a few of those Spitfires, gleaming in their camouflage greens and browns. Engage at will, he orders, throttling up. The first bursts of tracer fire arc across the sky, bright against the summer blue. But wait, something's off. As the dogfight erupts, a Spitfire peels away from the melee, banking hard in a turn that defies physics. Its wings slice the air with impossible grace, the pilot, perhaps Flying Officer Alan Deere of No. 54 Squadron, wrenching his machine into a reversal that leaves a pursuing 109 floundering. Galland watches, his smirk fading just a fraction. The Spitfire doesn't lumber, it dances. 8 Browning .303 machine guns chatter from its wings, stitching holes in a German fuselage. Smoke trails, a pilot bails out, parachute blooming like a white flower over the waves. The arrogance holds, though. In the mess halls back at Cafiers airfield in France, over steins of pilfered wine, the Luftwaffe pilots gather that evening. Galland lights a cigar, exhaling plumes that mingle with the scent of aviation fuel and sweat-soaked leather. They got lucky, he tells his men. Our 109s are superior, faster climb, better armament. Those Spitfires, they'll crack under pressure. Laughter ripples through the group, stories of easy kills swapping like trading cards. Müncheberg boasts of downing 2 in a single pass, his cannon shells ripping through thin aluminum skins. The British pilots are brave, they admit, but outmatched. Göring's promises ring in their ears. Air superiority in weeks, then the Wehrmacht storms the beaches. Yet, as the sun sets over the Pas de Calais, Galland stares at the map pinned to the wall, red arrows thrusting toward London. Intelligence reports trickle in, Spitfire production ramping up at factories like Castle Bromwich, pilots training in a frenzy. He pushes the doubt aside. Tomorrow they'll hit harder. Convoys, airfields, the heart of fighter command. But in the quiet of his quarters, a nagging thought lingers. What if those delicate racers have teeth sharper than they seem? The first cracks in the facade appear as the battles intensify. Whispers among the ranks that the RAF isn't folding as expected. And then, on a fateful August morning, everything changes.
August 12, 1940, 0847 hours, Manston Airfield, Kent. The air raid sirens howl like wounded animals as the sky suddenly fills with the black-crossed swarm. You're on the ground with 20-year-old pilot officer Jeffrey "Sammy" Allard of number 85 Squadron, helmet under your arm, sprinting toward his Spitfire MKI, serial number R6981. The grass is still wet with dew, your breath fogging in the chill morning. Over the radio net comes the clipped voice of the controller at 11 Group. Bandits Angels 2-0, strength 100 plus, heading for the estuary. Allard vaults into the cockpit, the ground crew yanking the chocks away before he's even strapped in. The Merlin 12 coughs, then roars to life, 12 cylinders hammering like a war drum. He doesn't wait for the others. He slams the throttle wide open and claws for altitude, the Spitfire leaping off the turf as if it's alive and furious. 15 miles away, Major Galland leads the spearhead again, this time with the entire Gishvarda 26, yellow-nosed 109s glinting like hornets. Their target, the forward airfields of RAF Manston and Hawkinge. Goering's new orders are brutal. Pound the RAF on the ground, destroy them before they can scramble. The Germans expect another turkey shoot. They get hell instead. At 14,000 feet, Allard's section spots the first wave of Dornier 17s, skimming in low, escorted by 109s stepped up above. The Spitfires roll in from the sun, unseen. Allard's thumb hovers over the gun button, the reflector sight glowing red. He picks a 109 strutting arrogantly on top cover. The pilot is probably laughing right now, certain nothing can touch him. Allard closes to 200 yards. The Messerschmitt grows huge in his windscreen. He presses the tit. 8 Brownings spit fire in perfect harmony. The 109's cockpit disintegrates in a shower of perspex and blood. The German fighter flips onto its back, trailing glycol and flame, the pilot never even twitching the stick. 1 second of arrogance, half a second of realization, then nothing. Galland sees the smoke trail from miles away. His stomach tightens. "Who the devil was that?" he snaps over the radio. No answer. Just more tracers whipping past his own canopy as another Spitfire flashes beneath him, so close he can read the squadron code, VYQ. Back at Kaffir's that night, the laughter is gone. The scoreboard tells the story. JG-26 lost 8 aircraft. 8 in one morning. The pilots sit in stunned clusters, staring at the empty chairs. Lieutenant Gerhard Barkhorn, already an ace, fingers the bullet hole in his wing and mutters, "They turn inside us like sparrows. How?" Galland storms into the intelligence hut, slamming a captured RAF pilot's report on the table. The numbers stare back at him. Spitfire MKI with 100 octane fuel, plus 12 pounds of boost, a turning circle tighter than anything the 109 can dream of in level flight, and the 8 guns, no heavy cannon that sacrifice rate of fire, 8 machine guns that fire 9,600 rounds per minute, enough to saw a wing off if you get one good deflection shot. The cigar tastes like ash now. Across the channel, in the smoky dispersal hut at Biggin Hill, Sammy Allard lights a woodbine with shaking hands. 3 confirmed kills today. The ground crew slap his back, calling the Spitfire the 8-gun buzzsaw. Someone chalks a new nickname on the side of R6981, the Widowmaker. But the real shock is still coming, because tomorrow Goering will make the single biggest mistake of the air war, and the Spitfire pilots are about to turn the sky into a
September 15th, 1940, 1400 hours, London. The drone is deafening. From the Thames to the suburbs, every head turns skyward as wave after wave of Heinkels, Dorniers, and Junkers darken the sun. Over 250 bombers, escorted by more than 700 fighters. Goering has staked everything on this single afternoon. Smash the British capital, break civilian morale, force Churchill to the table. On the ground, Londoners stand on rooftops, necks craned, mouths open. Children clutch their mothers as the first bombs whistle down. The East End is already burning from earlier raids, but this is different. This is the hammer blow. High above, Adolf Galland is leading the entire JG-26 again, his Staffel riding shotgun for the bomber stream heading straight for the docks and the city. He is tired, exhausted really. The last month has been endless sorties, fuel warnings, and the growing, gnawing realization that every victory costs more than the last. Then, the plot splits open. Large formations, Angels 2-5 coming in from the east. The warning crackles across every RAF frequency at once. From Biggin Hill, Tangmere, Kenley, Debden, every sector airfield still standing, Spitfires and Hurricanes tear into the sky. Over 300 fighters. Pilots who have flown 3-4 sorties already today scramble again, eyes red-rimmed, hands trembling on the throttle. Squadron leader John Kent, Polish, ice cool, commander of 303 Squadron, is already at 25,000 feet with his boys from Northolt. They've been waiting. The Poles have a score to